Hey everybody! Animals don't just share this planet with us. They often act as our saviors when we get in trouble. Everyone is used to considering cats and dogs to be our best friends. But sometimes, wild animals can also show incredible intelligence and kindness when they come to our aid. Our acts of kindness towards animals are usually impulsive. We help them without even thinking if we can benefit from doing so. However, it sometimes happens that good deeds pay off 100 years later, making our hearts believe that the good will always defeat the evil. The experience of the protagonist of our video today has convinced her that animals never forget acts of kindness. They remain in their memory forever. On a warm June morning, a village resident was walking to the bus station to catch a shuttle to the district center. The woman decided to take a shortcut through the woods, following the path she knew since childhood. She was only 100 meters away from the bus stop when suddenly a strange man appeared from the nearby thicket. Looking around stealthily, he took out a knife and approached the lonely woman. When the woman noticed the danger, it was already too late. The man was physically stronger than his victim and immediately knocked her to the ground, demanding money and valuables. Having come out of the initial shock, the victim began to resist the man and screamed desperately. Unfortunately, the area was desolate, and only a miracle could help the unfortunate woman. Suddenly, when the situation got critical, a crack of twigs and the sound of hooves was heard coming from the nearest grove. Hearing strange sounds behind him, the mugger instinctively looked back and immediately received a powerful blow to the chest. Everything happened so fast that the man didn't even have time to react. Dropping his knife, he fell onto his back unconscious. Meanwhile, the frightened woman had time to catch her breath and take a closer look at her savior. To her great amazement, it turned out to be an adult deer with twiggy, luxurious horns. The woman glanced at the animal and noticed a strange knoll on the deer's leg. It was impossible to confuse it with anything else. And since the woman worked as a vet, she immediately recognized it as the consequence of a fused fracture. In the meantime, the mugger tried to flee the crime scene. He took a couple of steps and fell onto the ground, groaning and holding on to his broken ribs. The woman took out her phone and she called the police. And then, looking into the huge eyes of the deer, she cried softly. She remembered that many years ago, while picking mushrooms in the woods, she came across a small fawn that was bleeding plaintively, begging for help. As it turned out, the fawn's leg got into a rabbit hole and was broken. Its mother was treading nearby, snorting sadly, but there was nothing she could do to help her baby deer. The woman was in high school then, and she didn't know yet how to act in such situations. However, she pulled herself together and ran to the local vet for help. Together with the vet, they treated the wound and applied a cast. Until its recovery, the fawn lived with the young lambs in the vet's barn. In the meantime, the girl visited it every day, always bringing tasty treats. When the animal finally recovered, the vet released the fawn back into the woods. The fawn's mother was waiting for it, showing up at the edge of the woods every morning. Many years have passed since then, and the woman never saw the fawn she had saved. Encouraged by the incident, she trained to be a vet after graduation so she could continue helping animals. And now, looking into her savior's eyes, she recognized the very little fawn whom she had once met in the forest meadow. Of course, it's hard to say whether the deer recognized the woman or if it was just a coincidence. Nevertheless, there is no doubt that the animal helped her in a difficult situation. Thus, sooner or later, the good returns to the person who did it, and it doesn't always come in human form. And that's all for today. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.